Hey everybody, it's Eric from epautos.com, your Libertarian car guy. I'm just going to do a little walk around here of this 2015 GMC Canyon that I've been driving around in for the last week. This is the slightly nicer version. The other version, of course, is the Chevy Colorado, but they're basically the same truck, same drivetrain, same chassis, just some minor exterior trim differences and features differentiating these two trucks. The new version, the 15, is actually a bit bigger than the previous version. The previous Canyon and Colorado were nominally compacts, but they were closer, a little bit closer to mid-size. They weren't quite Dakota-sized, but now nobody sells a compact truck anymore. They were once very popular. Nobody seems to want them anymore, so they don't sell them anymore. Anyway, here we are. This vehicle is available in both extended and crew cab body styles, but not a regular cab. Regular cab is something else that seems to be going out of favor, and I think is only available now in the 1500 and larger series trucks for whatever reason. The bed size availabilities are a 5.2 and a 6.2. This one has the 5.2. One of the things that I really like about the bed in this truck, and that I like in the beds of all the trucks in this class, is that you can actually get into the bed, you can see the bed. GM incorporates these nice little cutouts here, the footholds you can use to get up into the thing, but truth be told, they're really not necessary, whereas in the 1500 series trucks, and it doesn't matter whether you look at a domestic or an import, it's just gotten to be completely ridiculous. The bed height, the wall height, is something like right here, so that even somebody my size, a big tall galoot, feels like he's 10 years old trying to get in there and access the bed. So no such issues here. The downside is that there's no 8-foot bed length available. You can get the 6'2" bed, and then you can drop the tailgate here, and you can effectively use it as an 8-foot bed. However, it would be nice to have an 8-foot bed, and it'd be even nicer to have a regular cab. But that's one of the very few things that I can bitch about with regard to this truck. And the fact of the matter is that you'll have the same issue with any other truck in this class, and the other two, of course, are the Nissan Frontier and the Toyota Tacoma. And GM has really put the arm on those two with this truck when it comes to capability, power, performance, and fuel economy. This vehicle comes standard with a 200 horsepower 2.5 liter 4, which is about 40 to 50 horsepower stronger than the standard engines in the other two trucks that are in this class. And one of the side benefits of that, in addition to being a quicker and more enjoyable to drive truck, is that you can get four-wheel drive with the 4-cylinder engine in this vehicle. Nissan, wisely in my opinion, only sells four-wheel drive with the V6 because I think that they know that adding the transfer case to an already marginal engine would really make the truck unacceptably slow. With the Toyota, you can still get four-wheel drive with the 4-cylinder engine, but trust me, you don't want to. It's a 10-second to 60 vehicle, and it really feels stressed out. Optional in this truck is a 3.6 liter V6, the same basic engine that you'll find in the Camaro, the Cadillac CTS, and a number of other GM vehicles. In this truck, it's tuned to 305 horsepower, which again is just vastly more powerful than either of the available V6s in the two competitors, the Tacoma and the Frontier. The Tacoma maxes out with 236 horsepower with a larger 4-liter V6. And the Frontier has about a 260 horsepower V6. One of the really interesting things in digging into the specs is that in addition to being more powerful, in addition to being quicker, and in addition to being more capable, this truck has a class-leading 7,000-pound max tow rating. It also gets better gas mileage than its less powerful competitors, which is just the icing on the cake, so that's really sweet. And the reason for the power increase and the efficiency increase, both engines are direct injected and have very high compression ratios, pushing 12 to 1, and yet they can also run on regular gas. So they're more up to date than the engines in the competition, and the competition's really going to have to do some work to catch up. Let's see. Let's take a look at the inside. I mentioned that it's available in this extended cab and crew cab. This one's a crew cab. You got more room in both rows. In fact, the front row's got tremendous 45 inches of legroom up in the front and in the back. Depending on which version you go with, you still have about 2 to 4 inches more legroom than you had in the previous version of this truck. Here, I'll step into this so you can see how much there is. And again, I'm 6'3", so you can see that I fit in here pretty, pretty reasonably. It's not at all tight. Notice that we've got 2 USB outlets here, which is kind of nice. So passengers back here can each have their own iPods hooked into it separately. Let's go back out to the front. It's got a really nicely laid out interior. Nice big meaty controls here, which you can use if you have gloves on your hands. Nice big cup holders, another USB point. 6-speed automatic. The competition is a little bit behind the curve here too. They typically have 5 speeds, whether manual or automatic. Straightforward instrument cluster. Pretty much the only thing that I don't like about this truck, and I probably won't be able to show it to you in operation, but let's see if I can. Well, there's your LCD display and there's your dash display. But it's got, and I think it's optional, it has one of those automatic braking collision avoidance systems in it, and if you get anywhere near another car, a little red light erupts out of the dash here, and it can be a little bit distracting and disconcerting. I'm not a huge fan of it. I wouldn't order it myself. The unfortunate thing is that kind of technology is rapidly, in my opinion, going to become standard as they're moving us ever closer to these semi-automated and then automated vehicles that are going to drive us to where we're going rather than have us drive our own cars. So anyway, I will have my my full review of this thing up at epautos.com hopefully later tonight. And please feel free to leave your comments, pro or con. Oh, and by the way, before I close, I should mention too that GM is going to offer a diesel engine option in this thing. Should mention that, very important, which will give it another massive plus relative to the competition. And I think the reason that they haven't gotten it yet is because they're still going through certification issues to make sure that it passes muster with the federal government before they can sell it. It's gotten much harder to get a diesel vehicle on the market in the United States because of the government. At any rate, rant off. Come on down to EP Autos and let me know what you think, and we will catch up with you next time.